live on all three platforms. We're just gonna do a quick check here. We live on Amazon. Yes, yes.
Yes, we are.
All right.
Facebook is still 2 seconds away. 1-0.
Okay, so we should be live on
We
Facebook.
should be live in Facebook
Let
too.
me know
Come on.
when we're live on Facebook. We should be live on YouTube. Yes.
We're live in
Yeah.
Amazon, like that.
Yep. On Twitch, we're live too. All right. So we're live on all of them. So you checked the Facebook, right? Facebook?
Facebook is not there yet.
What?
Did you forget to click something?
Yeah. No. Yes. Starting. Wait, it's stopping? No. I want to start. No.
Okay. Did you start?
I clicked it twice, so I think I start and then I stop. Okay, now it should be live.
Okay, we're on. We're
We're on.
on
Okay.
Facebook.
All right, dude. That was a bad start. Okay, so we're on Amazon Live. Good, good, good. Facebook, Twitch. Yes, we're on. We're all okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Utechpia. Yes, Sammy Boy is here. Let's go! Hey, Sammy. Thanks for checking out the stream. And today we're talking about streaming gear, or more specific, broadcasting gear. Right, Jeremy?
Yes. Why are we talking about that again?
Because that's what we do, and that's what I think everyone should do if they want to get noticed in social media or they want to have a message to put out there. Streaming is the way to do it right now.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you can always...
Because we are stuck at home.
Yeah, and also all these platforms, there are always an abundance of people posting text comments, right? And then there's a lot of people posting picture comments, and there are some people that post video comments. But the ones that post live stream comments, they always get pushed to the top because all the platform favors live content, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, especially Twitch, because that's all you can do in Twitch, right? So the live content always gets pushed up first. So if you are making content and you want to stand out from the rest, you want to do live. And it's actually...
That's true.
Yeah, it's actually really easy in terms of post-processing effort because, well, when you go live, you finish the live, you're done. Whereas normally you would have to record a video, then you will have to edit it, then you have to upload it, and then you have to like make it live, right? But if you... Yes. So, Sammy Boy asks, Jeremy, do you have a green screen right now?
I do not, but do I need one? Sammy?
His background's
Boy?
pretty nice, right? So,
I try to keep it real, keeping it real.
yep.
So even though when I mean I'm good at Photoshop, but I don't do composite like that as much because I'm trying to keep it real, man.
Keep it real.
So it's my personality, real. I'm real. Because you see, my meat is actually soft. It's not plasticky. I'm real.
Yep. Well, I mean, there's pros and cons, right? Because when I have a green screen, as you can see my green screen, if I show something that's green on my phone or other things, it kind of gets messed up. But the nice thing is, I can have like a beautiful background like this, right? Or when I talk and put content in front of me, I'm like, oh, I'm talking about this. I can just bring that into content, move myself to the side here, or move myself to the other side. I can really use the green screen to my advantage. And that's the perk of having the green screen. But the disadvantage is if I show anything that's green on my phone, then it kind of gets messed up. But that's a style, that's a preference. You don't have to have green screen, but it does help you make a presentation the way you want to if you have a green screen.
Yeah, so like maybe I should get one. I think David would recommend to get one because eventually I have to do like a solo thing and do some presentation. Then I think that will be a good point for me to get one. But I'll probably get one of those with, the one that attached to the chair.
Yeah. In fact, that's a good one to look up right now because we didn't add that in one of our lists. But that one is an easy way for gamers or anyone that wants to do a green screen without actually having like a whole huge green screen. Because like you can see my green screen, it's pretty much just a big background. And this is hard to get because you have to light it perfectly and you have to make sure it's relatively straight. And it's just a lot more work. Whereas what we're going to show you right here, you can actually search for something like green screen chair setup. And I love this one. If I spell chair correctly, that would work. So this is pretty popular.
That one.
Yes. Let me add this to the stream here.
My question is, you see how I highlight my lighting right here is kind of dim, right?
Yes.
So if I have a green screen, I have to make it, or can I keep this current lighting? Because this is gonna work.
It should still work as long as the green screen is evenly lit. That's the key. It has to be evenly lit.
But that's the problem. You can see that right now my lighting is not evenly lit.
Well, then you
One
need
side
to,
is stronger than the other.
yeah, you will need to evenly lit it. That's a little bit tricky. Yes, we got a thumbs up. That must be from our good buddy Sammy Boy. Thanks for a thumbs up, man.
Thank you.
Always appreciate your support. Always appreciate you tuning in and watching us. So the first item we're gonna talk about here, this is gonna be a quick video. Oh, I should put back my green screen so it looks like a legit background again. So we're gonna go quick in this video. We're just gonna talk about some of the top gears that you should get as a broadcaster or a streamer. And of course, the content. Number one is the content. We can't tell you what content to make because that's you. That identifies your brand. Content is the most important. So if you don't have good audio, don't worry. If you don't have good video, don't worry. Content is the most important. Now, once you got content down, what separates you apart from the abundance of other people is the quality.
Personality.
Yes, personality is also personality, content, personality. I forgot that. That's really good. So you got content, you gotta get the personality down, very good. And then you have to worry about the quality of your video, right? But it's actually not the quality of the video that matters the most. It's the quality of the sound. Audio, yes. Because
that's true.
Yes, because you can have okay video, but if the sound is good, people are gonna watch it. If you have terrible sound, even if you have 4K footage, people are like, what is this? This is terrible. They'll go to something else because they're listening to you for the content. Unless you're like a really attractive person and you're doing some modeling, they'll deal with it. But most of the time, you're delivering content and your audio is what they're getting value from. So audio has to be important. Second to content and second to personality is the audio. So that's
so
why
are you saying that I don't need audios right now or video because
you got great personality, yeah.
Right.
But to set us apart and to make sure that we are doing well in our niche, we want to have good audio and we want to have good video. And
how's my audio right now?
Your audio is great, by the way. Your audio is really, really good. And just so everyone knows, Jeremy is using a budget audio gear. That's the Yeti Nano, which is about $100. And you can do really well with just budget gear too. So don't be discouraged by looking at all the gear that we're talking about today because these are expensive gear. Usually with the more expensive gear, you're getting about a 5 to 8% increase over a cheaper gear. That's like a third of the price. But when you are fighting for quality to get the best premium sound, you have to pay 3 times more for 5 to 8% better quality. So just keep that in mind. It's not a fair trade-off. The value proposition goes down as you pay for more expensive equipment. And that's just true with everything you buy, right? Any mid-level equipment is good enough. To get up to the top, you're paying a lot more for that little bit better performance. And that's true in most of these equipment, but the one that I'm showing you right now, the Rode Procaster, it's actually a very well-priced one for a professional quality audio.
I know, it's not that expensive.
Yes.
$20 is actually quite a good deal.
Yes, it is. And Sammy Boy asked a really good question. Where's my mic? Well, it's this little lapel
it's built
mic.
in.
Yeah, I have a very small lapel mic. I don't know if you can see it. It's because I have a black shirt, but right there, you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
There you go.
Right,
so it's just a lapel mic. And lapel mics are great because everywhere I go, I can actually do demonstrations, talk over here, talk over there, and it's always the same sound. Now, Jeremy, if you try to move around, you're going to have a problem.
Can you hear me
now? The audio drifts. It's much lower.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? How about now?
Yes,
better
I can
now,
hear you.
right?
Yes, much better.
Well,
so,
I tried that. I mean, that lapel mic is kind of similar to some of those the webcam mic-ish almost, but it basically gets like a real voice. But if you hear this now, and you can't really hear my real voice right now, but my real voice is not as good as David, right? So that's why he could use the lapel mic, not a problem,
that's
right?
Not
but
true.
I want to enhance my voice to make it more sound sexier or more attractive, and this type of mic will actually give me a deeper voice, and that actually do the trick.
Yes, very good. And I love the dynamic. I like that my voice is a little bit more high pitched and your voice is deeper. So when we talk, there's clear difference between person A and person B.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Imagine we have the same tone. We talk at the same time. Like,
That's-
wait, who's talking?
Exactly. Well, at least they see video, but if we do a podcast, right, that's more important to have very different voices. So sometimes during a podcast, you might want to have different microphones just because you want to have the different sound to it. But that's a whole different category of discussion here. So, but there's a very good question, Sammy, that you brought up. So the different microphone style, like a shotgun mic, or what Jeremy's using is like a corduroy mic, or the broadcaster mic that we have on the screen. That's a dynamic vocal microphone, or a lapel microphone. Each of these are a little bit different in terms of how you use it. If you're doing just broadcasting, you want one of these microphones like Jeremy has that you can speak right into. Because when you're doing broadcasting, it doesn't matter that the microphone is right in front of your face because you're not broadcasting your video. Now, if you're streaming, you probably are better off at using a shotgun mic that's off the screen, slightly off stage, so that it picks up good audio, but it's not captured in your video, or a lapel mic that can be kind of hidden pretty well. So based on how you want to deliver your content, you might want to pick the microphone for your purpose. Now, if you're doing broadcasting, the Procast is probably the best microphone that you can get for the price. It's comparable to something like the Shure SM7B, which is the gold standard for podcast microphone, but much cheaper. In fact, if you search around, sometimes you can get this around $200. But $228 is a very good price for this one. Now, the one caveat that you need to know about these Pro microphone is that the output is an XLR output. And you can't just plug that to a computer. You need something like it's called one of these things. It's a USB interface, right? So this one is the Scarlett Solo. It has one input, one XLR input. It can also have phantom power, and that converts it to a USB signal. So you're probably gonna ask, what is phantom power? Well, phantom power is for microphones that are condenser types that need more power. But these microphones are dynamic, so you can just plug them into any XLR input, and you don't need to turn on the phantom power. Now, if you use something like this is the Audio Technica. This is a cheaper one, but it's also a nice microphone for broadcasting because it picks up the real deep, rich sound of your voice. And this one is a corduroy condenser microphone. Condenser microphones are even more sensitive than dynamic microphone. It's kind of ironic because you think dynamic's more sensitive, but no. Condenser microphones are more sensitive, but you also need to feed them with 48-watt phantom power. So just FYI, if you use one of these USB converter.
So it has like some kind of equalizers within the mic to enhance your voice. That's why it in the powers, right?
Yeah. So it's a circuitry inside the microphone. It has more resistance. The ohmage is higher, so you need a little bit of voltage to get everything working.
See.
And because of that, the condenser microphones are typically a little bit more fuller sound and are more sensitive in picking up your volume. Yep. So again, this is a quick video because it's kind of late. We started late tonight. We'll go over it pretty quick. So a couple of other things to talk about here is you always want to have a stand, or rather a boom like Jeremy has, right? So you can adjust your microphone, different heights, move it in and out, get it where you want it so that you're comfortable, you're not squatting down to get to the height of the microphone. So again, if you're broadcasting, you want the mic as close to your mouth as possible without being directly in front of it, because if it's directly in front of it, you're gonna spit into it and your P's and your S will sound bad. You want it slightly off axis, but really close. Yeah, exactly, Jeremy. Having a boom like this allows Jeremy to move the microphone anywhere he wants. And if you have a boom and you actually have a shaky desk, so if you were to
then it's not blocking my face though.
Yeah, it's actually not bad, but now it's really loud because you're kind of close to it.
I know, but it's blocking my face. I don't like it this way. But then it's work if I do like Photoshop tutorial.
Yes.
Then it's not under it. My hand can do that.
Yes.
But I feel like my vision is blocked 50% because of the mic.
That's right. Yeah, that's why I like the lapel mic because it gives me so much freedom. I feel like I can do anything. The only problem I have is I need to wear it every time. And I just need to remember that.
Well, I thought about. Remember at one point I
Yeah.
really want to get it, but then it doesn't make my voice look
No,
deep.
it won't be
so-
as sexy.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sexy right now.
So a stand is good for that type of microphone, a boom that we have on the screen. And also if you have a boom, you might want to also have a shock mount, because if you are using your computer and you're typing, or your computer desk is kind of shaky and you're kicking your desk, well, it translates up to the microphone and you don't want that. That's why a shock mount gives you extra level of isolation between the microphone and your boom and your desk, so that now you can vibrate the heck out of your desk, but the microphone will be much more stable. Now, if you have a lot of inputs, what's that?
Just vibrate my desk. Can you hear my shaky voice?
Nope. I only hear your shaky voice because you're shaking, but your desk is pretty stable. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
this for
that's good, solid desk. Now, if you have a lot of channels, this is a good one. This one is pretty highly reviewed. This is the LiveTrack L8 podcast recorder, battery powered, digital mixer. So you can get a bunch of inputs. You can monitor.
That's a mouthful
Oh,
just
yeah.
saying that.
Yes, yeah, this thing is crazy. This is like the high end, like the one we showed earlier, the Scarlett Solo. It's probably the only thing you need if you have one person yourself. This is more like for a studio when you have like a large number of guests, like 4 guests talking together. You want something like this so you can mix the volumes and have more control over it.
You know what? I bet you eventually when we made it and then we have our own studio to do this, you're gonna buy this, right?
Of course, dude. I have gas. I have gear acquisition syndrome. I'm gonna buy the top of the line everything just because.
All right.
Just because. But once
So
we get
here's
there,
a ground rule. Here's a ground rule for now when you
Yes.
to counter your gas is that whenever you want to buy something,
Yeah.
make sure that you have a project can make that
back.
money. No, 3 times the money before you could buy that product.
Damn. All right. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make like 10 times the money. Don't worry. That's the goal. So that's exactly why. That's the mindset you should think about this too when you go buy all this gear, guys. Is that these are all professional gear, but you don't need professional gear to start off. In fact, I recommend live streaming with just your cell phone, and that's the easiest one that has pretty good audio, that has great video, and just see if live streaming is for you. Do you enjoy the interaction with your audience? Does the content resonate with your audience? Do you like going live? Does it give you anxiety or does it give you excitement to go live? Figure that out first. And if live is the thing you want to do, you can start with budget equipment like what Jeremy has, which is just as good. You get like 95% of the quality for like a third of the price. But if you are really serious about going live, or you have gas like I do, gear acquisition syndrome, you can go all out and buy the top of the line equipment, which we have included down in the list right here. For example, my Sennheiser wireless lapel microphone, this thing, not cheap. This thing costs, right here, $599 for this lapel microphone. It's wireless, so I can go anywhere, but the price is up there. It's a very, very expensive microphone. And of course, you also need one of these solo XLR input to bring that signal into your computer. In fact, I have something a little bit better than this. I actually have one of these at $359. This is the Zoom H6, and this one has 6 channels. So if I wanted to, I can plug in 4 XLR inputs and have
That's crazy.
room audio as well. So this captures room audio. I have 4 XLR, so it's like the whole gamut of audio coming in. But I digress because this video is supposed to be short. I just want to show you all the gears down below. We'll go over it pretty quick. We talked about a shock
You said
mount.
15 minutes.
Yeah, we're already over that. So give me another 5 minutes, Jeremy. We'll go fast. 5 minutes more. So if you want something as simple that just plugs directly into your USB, then this is the way to go. Elgato Wave 3. This is the first microphone that is really designed for streamers in mind. And it has software to back it up too. And it has like a capacitive mute button so that when you press mute, you won't hear it. And also it has a clip guard, so when I go like, let's go, really loud, it won't clip because it's designed for that type of peaking, and it kind of downtones it so it doesn't peak. And it sounds really good. So, but right now, this price is, this is like super marked up. So keep this in your shopping cart. But this should be closer to, I believe, 150, 160. So definitely a good microphone for the price. But we'll move on because we're gonna go on. So now, once we're talking about broadcasting, but if you want to get video into your clip, you want something like this. This is the Elgato Capture HD 60S Plus, which Jeremy and I both use. We're using this to get footage from our DSLR, HDMI output into the computer and bring it into the screen so you can see us now. This one particularly is good if you're gaming too, because it has not only an input, but it also has a pass-through. What that means is if you're gaming, the pass-through end has no lag, so that when you are gaming, you want to watch the output on a different monitor so that you game with the precise, crisp fidelity that the gaming is ran on. Whereas the one that goes into your computer, although the viewers won't notice the lag, you will, because it's slightly delayed and that will affect your gaming completely, especially if you're pulling off combos in Street Fighter or you're playing some tactical game. That microsecond matters. So HD 60S Plus to get your footage into your computer for live streaming. Now if you don't need the pass-through, the Elgato Cam Link 4K, much better value. In fact, it's a good price right now. This one ships from the UK.
Oh yeah, it's low down.
It's finally low.
Good.
Right. It used to be $400 because people gouged it like crazy. That's why we didn't get this one. We ended up with the HD 60S Plus, even though we're not using the pass-through functionality. But it's nice, right? In case when we get the PlayStation 5,
just in case.
we'll want it.
We use it. In the long run, it's good.
Yeah. So, but if
While this one on the Cam Link, you can't.
No. But this is.
But it has 4K though.
It has 4K and it's more compact. So the Cam Link is the one to get if that's the simple functionality you want. Now if you're on a PC tower and you want something that fits into a tower and it's more streamlined and it doesn't have a dongle sticking out, the HK60 Pro, make sure you get the Mark II because that one has better compatibility. This one is great because of course it's 4K 60 and it also has the pass-through. You can't see it here, but it has the input and output just like the HD60S Plus that we talked about. Now lighting is very important. Both Jeremy have lighting and it helps make the video really good. The softer the light, the better. These ones are Elgato lights. The reason why we recommend these is because Elgato lights happen to work really well with the Elgato Stream Deck, like one of these things. And the Stream Deck is also something that we're going to talk about a little bit down here. I'll actually just jump to it because why not, right? So the other thing that you should get is a Stream Deck, which we bought one back in April 19, and I've been loving this thing. Now this thing, you can switch between different scenes, and there's a little thumbnail, and the thumbnail is live too. So you can see, here's a thumbnail of us in close proximity right here. And then here's a thumbnail of us with the screen, and here's just me, and here's just you. And you know, we can just go to different mode very easily, very powerful. And now we were talking about the lights earlier. Now with those lights, because
I believe you can control the deck, right?
Yes. Yeah, with these lights, you can control it with the Stream Deck. Exactly. You can turn it on and off. You can change the brightness, and you can change the color balance, white balance. So really cool. Now, green screen is nice to have. This one particularly is cool because it's made by Elgato, and which means it's high quality. And you can also just pull it down when you need to, just zip it back up when you don't use it. So it makes it convenient. Unlike me, where now I pretty much have a permanent green screen in my room, which doesn't look nice because it's always there. But hey, it's cheaper. But if you,
I wonder how wide is that pull-out one on top, on top right.
Top right.
96, 90. Yeah.
This is not as wide. You can see this one is about 78 inches, right? Now you look at the pull-up one, much more narrow. I don't know how 96 inches. This one is 110 centimeters. What's 110 centimeters to inches?
You're the mechanical engineer.
Half of it.
43.
Yeah. So it's not as wide. Not as wide. Yeah. And then so that's the green screen. Now another thing that would be nice to have is, you know, when you have lighting and microphones.
I really want this one. Are they back in stock yet?
No. Well, actually, kind of. If you're willing to pay $62 for the arm and you need the mount too, and the mount is 53
Yeah, I'm not willing to. I mean, I'm not urgently needed.
Yeah.
It's just nice to have. It's more like a cleaner setup.
Yes, it's very clean setup. This one will mount to your table, your wherever you want to work. And here's a good picture of it. So you can see if you have a stand here, you can mount it here. It controls the location of things, or you can mount it for your camera,
Yeah,
whatever you want.
I need that.
So one thing to buy is the stand, which is this piece here, and the other thing is the flex arm, which is this piece here. So you need both to get the full setup and get you going. So the next thing here is like a cheap lapel mic like mine, but a much cheaper one that plugs directly into the computer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like $40. But again, it doesn't have the deep voice that you have with your condenser mic. So that's a trade-off. But this one, like we mentioned, right? You can move around with it. It's always with you, and
See me now.
yeah,
right?
I can hear you, but the audio sucks. Now
You get really?
Yeah, now it's much more deeper and sexy and full.
How about now?
Now you're giving me tingles with your ASMR. But we're going on to a different topic because now that's getting awkward. So the mic that Jeremy has is this one right here. Very simple, very low cost one. Blue Yeti, now it's being price gouged because it should not be $188. This is a $100 mic. Because it's $188, I actually don't recommend it. And in fact, if this is $188, you might as well get the next one.
Well, they have one get a $99 ones. It's just different colors.
Oh yeah. If you want to go back to like this red one, you can still get 99 bucks. That's true. Yeah, good call, Jeremy. Now, if you want a nicer microphone and you don't mind the bigger size, the Blue Yeti is what I recommend. It's what I have here, and I was using the Blue Yeti for a while. I just decided to use my Sennheiser mic just because I don't like this thing to like take up my whole screen and my face being covered by it. But the Blue Yeti is really nice because it has different patterns that you want for pickup on your audio. It's got a nice big mute, a volume button, it's got a gain button, and you got audio monitoring in the back.
I think that one can actually use for interviews, right? So it goes both way. I mean,
Interview both ways? What do you mean?
yeah, you pick up both way, right?
Yes, because the pattern, the pattern is wider. So you can pick whichever pattern you want, right? So you can have like corridor pattern, omni pattern, and different patterns and if you point straight up, you can do interviews. Yeah, but yeah. I think you can do yours too, but just the pattern isn't optimized for it.
No, I only got 2 patterns.
Yeah.
So it's limited.
So kind of wrapping up the last minute or two, this is the Sennheiser ones that I have. Super high end, you probably don't need this, but if you're doing lapel and you want to go wireless, then you have to pay. But if you do lapel and you go wired, you can get much inexpensive one. But if you do
indoor, then wire is fine.
Yeah. The reason why I have wireless is because I use them for weddings, and that's why I have them, and I use them. But if you're just doing indoors, you don't need wireless. Now, it's kind of nice because they're wireless, I don't have to worry about tripping over the wire when I'm moving around the room. But anyway, moving on, this is the USB interface you need if you have XLR input from your microphones. Like the Sennheiser one has XLR input. The 2 microphones that we talked about earlier in this video has XLR inputs, actually the 3 of them. So you need something like this to convert it. Now if you want to have multiple inputs, you can also use what I have, the Zoom H6 that has 4 XLR inputs, plus it's got 2 stereo channels up here, so you have 6 channels of audio. It's a beast, and it has a USB so you can connect it to your computer, and you have USB converted XLR signal. All right, I think, oh yeah, and the one last thing that we have here
Your favorite
is my favorite, because this one is really cool if you are using it on your camera, because most microphones, if you connect it to your camera, you need a different connector. If you connect it to your cell phone, you need a different connector. And if you connect it to your computer, you need a different connector. You bought it? No, that's the micro. That's the smaller one. It's not that NTG one, right? It looks.
I should try to attempt this and put it like up here on the camera. Pick up my voice. I don't know how well it will work.
It will be okay, but it won't be as deep as your Nano, your Yeti Nano, because the way you're using your Yeti Nano, you're getting the fuller, richer sound with the extra low-end bass with it. I recommend you keep what you have. It's good, but this one is great for if you want it on your camera and you want it out of the screen. If you want USB, perfect. It's got USB that connects directly to the computer. You can plug this thing into a cell phone. It works as a microphone for your cell phone. You plug this thing into your camera. It works as a microphone for your camera. So I love the versatility of this Video Mic NTG. It just came out recently. It's a good price. It does so much, and it's great for more than just broadcasting, more than just streaming. You can use it to record video on your SLR or digital SLR or mirrorless camera, and you should be good to go with that. So that, in a nutshell, is everything. We already talked about the Stream Deck XL. Highly recommend it. Boom, got it here. Love this thing. You can just switch between different modes, and you always got a thumbnail, so you know which one you're going to before you actually click on it. I love the tactical button, so I can do it without having to look. I just know which button is which. Love that feature. And there's different versions. There's an XL, there's a regular size, and there's a mini. Just go for the XL. You would love to have the extra buttons. And also the USB cable is detachable in the XL, which is a big pain point in the other versions because people say the USB cable tend to fray and break off, and once it breaks off, you're screwed because they're not detachable. In this one, it is detachable, so this is like the cream of the crop, the best Stream Deck you can get. Totally recommend it. And yeah, and that's it. And this is the last thing that we have here, which is like the little makeshift green screen that Jeremy might get. But with that, sorry, we rambled on quite a bit, but that is all of our streaming gear and broadcasting gear, from high-end to also some low-end choices. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below, whether it's on Amazon Live, whether it's on Facebook, whether on YouTube, or even on Twitch, because we're streaming on all these platforms. Let us know. We'll try to answer your questions, and that would be it for today. That is our video presentation for tonight. Jeremy, anything to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking right now how much more gear do I have to get.
You don't need anything else. Oh wait, you need a computer.
I need a computer.
Yeah, you need a good.
But that's not on this. But that's not in this video. We'll talk about that, right?
We already talked about it. We already did a streaming PC. Oh, I did a Threadripper streaming PC.
That's yours.
Yeah.
I don't need yours. I need mine.
We need a more typical streaming PC.
Yes.
Yes. So typically with a streaming PC, you want a decent modern CPU, and you want a graphics card that can do hardware encoding. So we'll talk about that in the next video. Let us know if you're interested in that, and we'll push that forward and get that out to you sooner.
Definitely.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thanks again for watching. Take care. We will sign out right now. So good night.